prior to coloring the hair, we're going to do a hair and scalp analysis. As you can see, the hair was colored 2 days ago. So utilizing that as our inspiration for this technique, what I'm going to do is work with the idea of a 3-tone tint within the hair, working from dark to medium to light at the root area. I'm now going to begin my section with taking an irregular triangle section through the top. Now I'm going to begin with my darkest color, working through the underneath. And to achieve that, I'm using a level 6 ash tone with 6%. To start my technique, I'm going to be working with the classic tint retouch by taking a center section from the crown to the nape, and then from the top of the head to the back of the ears on either side. Now working with horizontal sections from the nape, I'll apply my product to the root area first and working up to the crown. By using the feathering technique, this will ensure that there will be no bleeding into that top section. Now I will repeat my root application on the other side. Before I move to the front, what I'm going to do is bring my color through to the ends of the hair. And to achieve that, I'm just going to mirror my sectioning as I did with my root application. Foil is placed to isolate the hair from the neck. Now I'll repeat the process on the other side. To isolate the hair that's been colored to the back. Continue with my recut touch application to the front. I will now change my direction from horizontal to vertical. Again, working at the front hairline, it's better to ensure a feathering technique. This way, this won't allow for any heavy color staining through the front hairline. Before bringing my color to the ends, I will now apply the same process to the other side. Now I will proceed to comb my color to the ends. I've completed my underneath application, so before I isolate it, I just wanted to have you take a look at the completed section. Now I'm going to proceed to my section number 2, which would be my medium color. As you can see, taking into consideration that the hair was just colored 2 days ago, using a level 9, stroke 1 ash, I'm going to leave that alone and have that become my second color and move to my third and my lightest color in the front triangle. My vision for the bright color is to have a root glare with going into a diffusion. So to achieve that, I thought it'd be best to work with an interlocking slicing technique where you slice the hair over the natural parting, leaving out hair on the left-hand side, and then as I move up, leaving it on the opposite end. So the goal is to create this center concentration of color on the natural parting. To achieve this brightness at the root area, the product only needs to be applied about 2 inches away from the scalp, kicking out the ends. And the product choice here is using Blonde Or with 6% at a 1:2 mixture ratio. The second section is incorporating the right-hand side and dropping out the left-hand side. Moving on to my third section, the right-hand side is dropped out. This will help to ensure that diffusion through the ends of the hair. I will now continue working in this manner to the top of the triangle section. As the section begins to narrow, the focus on the root area will be through the center. come to my last section, and to ensure an even diffusion of color, what I'm going to do is take a weave, fine weave section, and this will guarantee that at the top of this section, the color will be more diffused at the root area. I've completed my technique, so just to recap, working with the graduation of color, my darkest color coming through the underneath, which was achieved with the level 6 ash, utilizing the color that was done 2 days ago, working with the level 9 ash through the top, and then creating this idea of an interlocking slicing technique to create a center of concentration of color. What I did is working with slices, alternating slices side by side within the front triangle to give us our brightness at the root area to a soft diffusion on the ends. After a 30-minute processing time, we achieved a nice level 8. Now what I'm going to go through is in tone to achieve a dusty rose on my front light panel. And to achieve that, I'm going to use 40 grams of a level 9 violet ash, 10 grams of a level 7 brunette red violet, and 1 gram of a level 5 red violet, as I like to call it for some spice. Applying the product to the roots first, and lightly combing through the previous color. I completed my toning application. Since we are using a demi-permanent hair color, there's only need for a 10-minute processing time, and we will rinse and condition. Here we have our completed look of a graduation of color going from dark to medium to light, with the focus being in the root area. Through the back and underneath, we have our darkest color, graduating into our second color or mid color, and then focusing with our brightness being concentrated at the root with a nice diffusion blend through the color. You can see that on both sides. Thank you.